Manchester City just signed a player who might change their season. But why the player? Why now? And more importantly, how does he even fit into this ridiculously stacked City squad? Well, let's talk about that. But before we talk about that, who is the guy about to change Manchester City? Who is Omar Marmoush? Marmoush is an Egyptian forward who's been steadily climbing the ranks in Germany. He started at Wolfsburg, where he showed glimpses of promise, but never really got a proper run in the team. So he went out on loan to St. Pauli, a club known for developing raw talent, and that's where things started clicking for him. He bagged goals, grabbed assists, and more importantly, gained the confidence to take on defenders like a one-on-one training drill. After proving himself, he got a move to Stuttgart, where he really started to turn heads. His pace, close control, and fearless dribbling made him a nightmare for Bundesliga defenders. He wasn't just running in straight lines. He had that unpredictability, the kind of movement where even he might not know what he's about to do next, and that's exactly what makes him so dangerous. Then at Eintracht Frankfurt, Marmoush took his game to the next level. He became a key player, stepping up in big games and delivering when it matters. This season, he's been Frankfurt's go-to man in attack, scoring up goals, linking up play, and showing that he can handle the pressure of being the guy for his team. His game? Think of him as a mix between Leroy Sané's explosiveness and a bit of Riyad Mahrez's trickery. He's got the raw pace to burn past defenders, but he's also got that technical edge, quick feet, sharp turns, and a knack for pulling off the unexpected. He loves running at defenders, taking them on 1v1 and causing absolute chaos in the final third. And if there's one thing Pep loves, it's a player who can break the script. Now you might be thinking, cool, but does he have the end product? Fair question. He's not Haaland level clinical, but he is improving. His finishing has gotten sharper, his decision-making in the final third is maturing, and he's adding that killer instinct that top forwards need. He's already scoring important goals in the Bundesliga, but at City, surrounded by world-class creators like De Bruyne, Foden, and Silva, he could explode. So yeah, he's not a superstar yet, but in Pep's system, he might just become one. But why is he perfect for the Manchester City setup? First off, City's attack has been a little, well, stale. I mean, when your second best attacker is Phil Foden, who has scored as many goals in the last year as some Sunday League players, you know there's an issue. And it's not just about the goals, it's about how the attack functions. With Erling Haaland up top, City rely heavily on service from midfield and the wings. But here's the thing, when Haaland doesn't get that service, he turns into a very expensive statue. He needs someone who can link up with him, move across the front line, and actually create chances instead of just waiting for the perfect pass. And that's exactly where Marmoush comes in. Marmoush isn't just a goal scorer. Sure, he's got 15 goals this season, but he's also creating at an elite level. 11 big chances created compared to Haaland's 2. That's a massive difference. And it's not like he's just some Bundesliga stat padder. The way he plays is exactly what City are missing right now. A forward who can drift wide, drop deep, link up play, and still be a goal threat. Think of him as what Julian Alvarez was supposed to be before City decided to turn him into a midfielder. Now, if you look at City's average attack this season, you've got Haaland in the middle, and then wingers like Doku and Silva who stay glued to their sides of the pitch. Foden, as good as he is, operates more like a midfielder than a proper second forward. That means City lacks someone who can float between the lines and give Haaland someone to play off. This is where Marmoush comes in. His heat map at Frankfurt shows exactly that. He's everywhere. Left, right, central. It's exactly the kind of movement City need to make their attack unpredictable again. But it's not just about making the attack more dynamic. Marmoush also brings something City have been terrible at this season: pressing. City used to be relentless off the ball, suffocating teams before they could even think about launching an attack. But this season, they're blocking the fewest shots in the league and allowing opposition crosses at a ridiculously high rate. In other words, teams are finding it way too easy to get at City's defense. Marmoush is an absolute workhorse. He wins duels, presses like a madman, and puts in the defensive shift that Guardiola demands. With him in the lineup, City can regain some of that high-energy pressing that made them so dominant in previous seasons. And here's a fun little bonus: he's also a dead ball specialist. City hasn't scored a proper free kick goal in almost a year. The last one was from Foden, and even that was a deflected strike against Aston Villa. Meanwhile, Marmoush, he scored 2 direct free kicks in back-to-back games earlier this season. Finally, City might have someone who can put a ball in the net from a set piece. Another key factor in Marmoush's potential success at City is his tactical versatility. Unlike some forwards limited to playing one strict role, Marmoush has shown he can operate in multiple positions. He's comfortable as a central striker, but he can also play as a second forward, a winger, or even as an attacking midfielder if needed. This flexibility is something Guardiola loves in his players, as it allows for fluid tactical adjustments mid-game. If Haaland is marked out of a match, Marmoush can step up and take on the responsibility of leading the line. If City needs more width, he can shift to the flanks. This ability to adapt makes him a perfect fit for Guardiola's ever-changing tactical setups. There's also the fact that Marmoush thrives under high-pressure situations. Some players shine when they have space and time on the ball, but crumble when faced with aggressive pressing and high-intensity matches. Marmoush, on the other hand, has proven that he can handle the toughest of defenses. Whether it's against Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga or in European competitions, he has delivered in big moments. That kind of mentality is crucial for a team like City, where every game is a must-win and every competition demands excellence. Moreover, his work rate off the ball is something that aligns perfectly with Guardiola's philosophy. City aren't just about beautiful attacking football, they're also about controlling every aspect of the game, including pressing from the front. Marmoush doesn't just wait for the ball to come to him, he actively chases it down, harasses defenders, and forces errors. This is exactly what City needs, especially given that their pressing intensity has dipped this season. Adding a player like Marmoush, who is relentless in closing down opposition defenders, will help City regain some of that lost intensity. And let's not forget about his ability to create moments of magic out of nowhere. Sometimes when City struggles to break down low block defenses, they need a player who can produce something special. Whether it's a long-range screamer, a brilliant solo run, or an unexpected through ball, Marmoush has that spark. He's the kind of player who can turn a game on its head with one moment of brilliance, and that's invaluable in tight matches where the opposition is sitting deep. Of course, integrating him into City's system won't be an overnight success. Guardiola's tactical demands are complex, and new signings often need time to adjust. But if Marmoush can quickly adapt to City's style, he has the potential to be a game-changer. He offers creativity, energy, tactical intelligence, and goal-scoring ability, all of which are qualities City need to maintain their dominance in the Premier League and the Champions League. City needs a more versatile forward, someone who can create, press, and take some of the attacking burden off Haaland. Marmoush does all of that. He's not just a good signing, he's exactly what City has been missing this season. Pep might have found the missing piece to make this City team look like its old self again. If everything goes according to plan, Marmoush could be the kind of player who transforms City's attack and helps them reach even greater heights. I mean, we saw in his debut that Omar Marmoush wasn't just about making runs and pressing defenders, he also showcased an underrated part of his game, his ability to link up play. While a lot of the focus has been on his movement and his partnership with Haaland, one of the most interesting aspects of his performance was how he combined with City's midfielders. There were several moments in the game where he dropped into deeper positions, showing that he's not just a forward who thrives on direct play. Instead, Marmoush demonstrated his ability to receive the ball in tight spaces and quickly distribute it, often looking for quick 1-2s with the likes of Foden and Nunes. In one particular sequence, he drifted centrally, took a touch to control under pressure, and then played a slick pass into Haaland's path, something we don't often see from City's more traditional wide players. Another thing that stood out was his pressing intensity. We already know that City plays a high-pressing system, but Marmoush was relentless in closing down Chelsea's defenders. Multiple times he forced hurried clearances or won possession high up the pitch. His defensive work rate was especially noticeable when he tracked back to help out against Reece James, showing that he understands the importance of Guardiola's system beyond just attacking. Then there's his composure in the box. Yes, his goal was ruled out for offside, but what's key is the instinct he showed to be in the right place at the right time. That kind of movement, where he reads the play and positions himself perfectly for rebounds or cutbacks, is going to be crucial for City moving forward. Of course, there were some areas where he struggled, particularly when it came to physical battles. Against a strong fullback like Reece James, he found it tough to outmuscle his opponent. But rather than getting frustrated, he adapted, shifting his positioning to avoid confrontations and instead focusing on smart movement off the ball. Overall, Marmoush's debut showed exactly why City were so keen to sign him. He's more than just a direct runner or a secondary striker. He's a well-rounded attacker who adds another layer of unpredictability to Guardiola's team. If this is just the start, City fans have plenty to be excited about. But what do you think? Can he become a top player under Pep? And do you think he is Manchester City's Salah? Well, let me know in the comments, and when you are done with that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.